Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today, I am here again, the usual spot when I'm going to do either wheelchair related stuff or talk about the wheelchair. I feel like it's just a good place in general, flattish terrain, got some things to hold on to, and today I'm going to be needing them things to hold on to because I'm going to teach you wheelchair self-defense. Now, I did a video under a week ago now, talking about spinal cord injury self-defense. Now, this is going to be slightly different in the format, however, the content, but general premises are the same. This isn't a martial art combat guide. This isn't a, what to do when you get attacked, because there's just so many different variations on combat and stuff in general fights and with your disability and stuff added in. It's just impossible to really teach you guys that stuff. Now, I might do a series where I show you different self-defense moves, at least different things that I know. So yeah, this video is basically self-defense if you can't use your legs at all. Now, as I said in the week before, try to do it out of your wheelchair, but this is in case you can't, in case you're completely paralyzed, or tetra or quadriplegic. It's for things like that. Now, obviously, same thing as before, you can just use your armrest if you need to. Self-defense, it makes a good weapon. Just know your surroundings. Again, try not to use it, but if you need to, if they've got weapons, if your attackers have got weapons, then you might need to. Now, obviously, this does need to be said. Try not to get into fights. It's never good. You're always going to be at least a little bit hurt. It's just no getting away from it, So try and avoid them. This isn't a how to fight thing. It's a how to defend yourself thing. So best defense is just not being in a position where you need to use any of this. But obviously, say someone's come up to you and they really have an issue, or they're drunk or something, and they just really want to fight you for some reason, this is basically what to do. Now, I'm going to set my camera up on a tripod thing. It's going to be quite far away because I need to show you the entire of my body. So this is probably going to be voiceover, not going to lie. But hey, audio quality is going to be better. Hey, yeah, gotta look on the positive. So yeah, I'm going to set all of that out, and then we'll get into the first thing. So, most important thing to start off with is obviously seating position. You want to make sure that you're nice and far back in the seat, and you're probably not going to tip out. Now, being far in the seat means that you can lean side to side quite easily without anything really happening forwards and backwards, although while going backwards you have also got to be careful that you don't tip, like you can see there. This happens while you're punching or blocking. It's very easy in my seat, and just showing you guys basically me falling over. And now that was me actually almost falling over. In fact, that was me doing it again. I was trying to prove a point and then accidentally almost proved my own point. So yeah, first thing is just showing you how easy it is to move around with one arm, just grabbing onto different objects. It's just quick, simple, tap it, push from it, and that's what I use quite a lot if I was in a fight in my wheelchair. Even objects or the person you're going against, you can do all your strikes, and then when you're doing them, even with the brakes on, I still roll back. I've got my brakes on at the moment, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm either tipping back or rolling back, and my legs were also in spasm for some reason. So, yeah, I don't know why it happens. Even if you're sideways, you still tip back quite a bit. I guess it just depends on how hard you hit them, or whatever it is you're hitting. But this also happens when you block, so I find it's easy to keep yourself moving. You can use your arms to grab onto them and pull yourself around. Obviously I don't have the arms to grab onto, so I'm just using the handle to show you, but I'd hold onto their arm and then pull myself in. And you can pretty much do a 360 grabbing onto them, and here I didn't mean to do it, but it is a good point that you can like grab onto them and pull yourself in. Don't forget you're in a wheelchair. It's a metal device that you can hit yourself into them, and I almost fell out again. So yeah, that's again why I don't like the wheelchair for fighting, because you tip back so easily. But it's a good point to make, is that you can hold on to them and pull yourself in. You know, if they're going for like a double attack, or grab them by the shoulders and pull yourself in. I think it's just like a basic thing to be able to move around. Now, as well, like if they come up behind you, go into a wheelie, like they're trying to tip you out, you can pull yourself in, and for me, my back bar will hit them, so even if it's just keeping yourself in, you know, pull backwards towards them, because they will either be forced to go backwards, or you'll hit them and it just won't do anything. Now again, if you've got your brakes on, kind of hard, so you can quickly turn around and strike if they're coming from behind. It's all, again, very situational, but, you know, I'm just showing you guys how quickly and easily you can turn, you know, just from one person to the other, just by putting a bit more pressure into one hit. I was trying to do the same thing, but in reverse, but I just couldn't for some reason, like that. Where I just hit from, like, the side, which turns me around. Obviously, I'm not doing proper punches because it's a metal and concrete thing. I'm just showing basics. So yeah, again, obviously it all depends on the situation, because it is combat, you know, they will be turning around, they will be doing stuff back, you won't just be on the attack. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I kind of hurt my wrist doing that, because obviously concrete, not person. But yeah, it's hard, because you can, like, easily get knocked over, but you can also easily go backwards. So just doing a quick recap of everything that I did, you know, pulling into them, pulling yourself in and ramming into them, you know, and here was something, no, not here, yeah, just like moving your arms, blocking, you know, all of that stuff you can do normally, just again, being careful you don't get tipped out. Yeah, it's just kind of keeping yourself aware is the main thing. And now here, I didn't mean to do this, or like when I turn around. In fact, I'll just cut ahead. So here I am, just showing you again, kind of like some basic things, you know, showing if you're going through and you end up needing to, you can quickly get into a position, as long as you can keep one arm at all times, you know, up, to defend yourself. I think that's the main thing. Obviously, there, in case you couldn't see it, I got my back wheel trapped in them, and then I turned myself, which kind of hits the pole. And I think that could be quite useful in a fighting situation, obviously depending on the scenario. But I prefer just using them to move and hitting with my arms. So yeah, as I'm sure you've just seen on my good old dummy here, there's quite a few things to think about, you know. A couple of things that I was trying to demonstrate, and we'll try and talk about in the video, is grabbing onto them is quite important, I think, for like delivering quite powerful punches. You know, I was grabbing onto it and pulling myself in. Obviously, you could either do that by grabbing on behind them, or grabbing onto their arms, I find is a good one, because they can't then hit you with that arm, and it gives you a lever to pull in. Also, a good thing is that is good for while they're punching, because they're usually quite off balance. Now obviously they won't be as firm and sturdy as this not very sturdy pole. Everything that I've just done here will be a little bit off because of, you know, the fact that this is quite sturdy and is not going to fall over, but that's even better if they do fall over. Although, thinking about it now, in a wheelchair, you probably don't want them on the ground, because it's quite hard to do low attacks if you really can't get out of your chair. So, you know, they're probably not going to be the best at on the ground fighting, but if they are on the ground, like laying down or crouched down, like I was talking about in my last video, it's very easy for them to tip you over and kind of hard for you to do anything about it. However, again, you know, just lean forwards if you do have to go out. I might do a video for if you've been knocked out of your chair. I can't do that here because I can't tip my chair back safely while being in it, because I don't have a spotter, and it's just another video idea, you know. That could be quite a fun idea. So yeah, you know, there's a lot of grabbing onto them. With blocking, you know, it's just simple, you know, just moving your arm. I prefer grabbing them. I'm quite a grabby person, you know, I got quite strong hands, and if I grab onto someone's arm, they probably aren't getting it back without me wanting them having it back, you know. That's probably from pushing and stuff. So yeah, use your advantages, you know, you've got quite a lot of upper body strength, use it. As well, if you have limited feeling, although it will still cause damage and you want to try and avoid it, if they are going to kick you in the legs, don't bother too much about blocking it. You know, if they are going for a chest shot, obviously try and knock it down. But I know it is like bad advice, but if you are having someone going to either kick you or punch you at the same time, you know, I've seen some people do it where they've gone to kick and punch me or someone, and it just, the kick probably isn't too much of an issue if they're going for the legs, as I said. At least in my case, again, I don't feel my legs that well. So yeah, there's a lot of grabbing them, pulling yourself in. As I showed you, you know, you can grab them and pull your wheelchair in. Don't forget you're in a rolling device. There's quite a lot of mixing between putting your brakes on and off, depending on the situation. You know, if there's a couple of people, you may want to turn around quickly. So I'd recommend putting a brake on, pushing off of one of the people, again, if they're close enough, or just putting a brake on and turning, you know, because you want to try and have one arm free at all times, I find at least. So yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of covering what I'm planning on saying during the video, because again, because I'm recording it and then voiceovering, I don't know what I'm going to say, so some of this stuff may have already been covered, some of this stuff hasn't been covered. It's weird doing this YouTube editing stuff. So yeah, before I repeat my future self, I'm going to leave this video here, guys, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and bye!